I din pensionsordning i
Yes, y'all. Alrighty, here we go. Man, it has been, you know, don't fall for the okey doke. I mean, Trump, is has a playbook. And the playbook is when I get busted with my own base, lying to my own base, when the whole world has found out I lied to my entire base, Trump goes out to distract people again. And the main people, it does have a tendency to work because he has the podium of the world and the international news media. And the international news media doesn't seem to be that great. They give balanced news. I've heard a few outlets give this perspective, a couple, but the world has to look at all possibilities. And so you're going to get the news where people have to go down the line of take everything Trump says serious, as if he has a serious plan. But look at the man that we're talking about, and just use your common sense. Ask yourself, have you ever met someone who just lies anytime? Have you met a narcissist? Have you met a narcissist? I mean, I'm very sure that narcissism spreads if you're trapped in a house with it, and so Trump's kids are liable to lie like, evil geniuses too at any time, not hold to any one story, but distract, deviate, they really know how to do things in that way and manipulate a lot of people to get what they want. And I just got to ask a few questions about what Trump says. But first, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this and then I'm going to talk for a second. I don't have that much time. I got like an hour, but I'm going to get into this, and because the reactions all over the world to this, I mean, that is something Trump knows you know, he has at his disposal anytime. Trump can come out and say, "I'm going to take a dump tomorrow, and I'm going to take a dump on you," and then the news is just going to cover it. It's going to cover it. But of course, what he's saying out of his mouth isn't that simple. It does have ramifications for people. People, if I went outside and I said, "Hey," and I was the president, and I said, "Hey, you know what?" In one sentence, I'm going to take a dump, and then I say, "Hey, I'm going to go climb Mount Everest." You wouldn't believe Trump could climb Mount Everest. And I think that's what it's coming down to, because Trump has said some of the most absurd things that have nothing to do with his base. Nothing to do with his base. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, the news, you know, has been stuck on the fact that as soon as Trump won the election, it just took a little bit of time for his billionaire friends to come out in public and say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. We need cheap immigrant labor for our businesses to work," Trump. And Trump was forced to reverse his open statement and open call for getting rid of all the immigrants, particularly the low wage ones. I mean, they were never really worried about all the immigrants because there's loads of immigrants in the US, and the companies like Trump is one of the main people that's been bringing them in. How's Trump Tower going to work? How's Trump's businesses going to work? His hotels, that's his expertise. How's he going to do it? Who's going to clean his, what kind of contractors he's going to get for his real estate company? I mean, Trump doesn't pay, and he also doesn't pay shit, and he's one of the main people that's been using immigrants for a long time, cheap labor. So people found out that Elon Musk and some of his other billionaire people, they decided that, hey, instead of put the focus on education for tech jobs, making it easier for Americans to be trained in technical institutions, to have access without having student debt, you know, make it something reasonable so America can come forward in the tech industry, so that Americans can experience the wonders of the tech industry, and also the tech field, the wonders of the tech field, of working in it, of having a technical trade in it, instead of going down that route, like a plan, like a person with a plan that wants to actually really overhaul something in America. Trump just completely flip-flops on it, and he gets busted. His base, MAGA people who he promised all these things to, they're just finding out they ain't going to get none of that shit because it wasn't practical. It wasn't based on detailed knowledge of anything. Now, what's up, Donnie? What's up? Oh, break room, break room. What's up? What's up? And so, I'm gonna give y'all some examples, but I want this to play because this is the most outrageous, kooky, kooky dookie, cocky docky, insane, lunatic, mad stuff. And if you folks, all I'm saying is save yourself the trouble and just research some of the fields that Trump is talking about. Research some of the people, research some of his planning, ask yourself and research the field that he's talking about. Let me just let it. You can easily poke holes in the stuff that Trump says, and you should do your research, because if you don't do your research in any of the fields, in any of the background, Trump just easily goes out there and speaks about like it's nothing. And we know Trump don't know shit about nothing, right? But he all of a sudden does because he's running for president. So he got to act like he knows something, right? Trump displays no knowledge of anything when he speaks. Zero knowledge. And it's going to waste a whole lot of people's time. And the internet is abuzz with some of the claims he's making. But I'm going to tell people, slow it down and just break down the claims and ask, does it make any goddamn sense? I mean, see, Trump could be a fool. You can't do nothing about Trump being a fool. The average, the little guy can't do much about Trump being a fool because he's in his own Mar-a-Lago, and the media is coming down there to listen to his ass, right? So you can't do nothing about that. But what you can do is save yourself the embarrassment of capping for him and coming off looking like a damn fool like him, a person who knows nothing about what they're saying. Please, y'all, do not repeat Trump talking points. Do not repeat disinformation that is out there to try to help Trump anytime he slips. Anytime Trump slips, there's an army of trolls on the internet spreading disinformation, trying to make it seem like he didn't slip up and nothing like that. No, the man may as well have slipped on the biggest banana on earth in this speech. I mean, the man may as well just fallen flat on his ass, and you can avoid it too. You can avoid it. You can avoid making yourself look like a damn fool. I mean, but come on, let's speed it up because this is actually playing. And Trump taking his sweet ass time out here. Come on, let's go, Trump.
Hey there.
Oh my God, come on now. I don't want to hear you commercial. Let's go. Let's see.
Thank you.
Now, here's old okie dokie, dookie dookie, pookie pocky, hunky dunky, kooky wacky, the fool, the biggest laughing stock. If Americans should be utterly ashamed, not necessarily fearful now, concerned, yes, because what the man has said about some of your stuff, he might be able to do. He might be able to hurt your health care a little bit. He might be able to tamper with it. He might be able to tamper with your voting rights a little bit. Yes, the Republicans can tamper with your voting rights because they have the Supreme Court. But let me tell you, loads of this shit, the Supreme Court can't help it with because it's just utter nonsense. I'm just telling you, look, let's go through it.
Very much. It's an honor to be with you. Many things are happening that are exciting, very exciting for our country. And we're honored to welcome one of the most respected business leaders in the Middle East, indeed the world.
Stop.
He's a founder and chairman.
One of the most respected businessmen, a Middle Eastern businessman known on earth. Do you know who the fuck this guy is? How would you know that? What is it? What is it? I mean, we couldn't even. He is a genius at deception in one way, because he throws out somebody you never heard of. The average MAGA person doesn't know who these people are. And look, Trump himself was talking about immigrants the whole time. The whole time, that's what he ran on. How many billionaire immigrants do you see standing around him? And ask yourself, how many years have they lived in the country? Ask yourself these things. And also ask yourself, why the hell would I trust a billionaire in a capitalistic society that has basically poor social services? You know, poor social programs like education, healthcare, poor investment in it. Why do you know there's a poor investment? Because Americans complain about it all the time. Even the MAGA people complain about it. And you know how the MAGA people complain about it? They complain about it by saying, hey, get them out because they taking our jobs. Right. But the MAGA people need to learn how to complain. Right. If you feel that way, get them out. Then why the hell do you elect a person that wants more people like that in the country and wants to pay you less? What the fuck? Why would you want a job from someone who doesn't want to pay you shit? See, and that's the problem with Trump. Trump doesn't want to pay you shit. And he's got a billionaire class of people around him that's following that because you're accepting it. You're accepting it. MAGA people are accepting it. And MAGA people are going to be hit the hardest. Forget what Trump says. MAGA people are going, Republican states are going to be hit so goddamn hard. You are going to bear the brunt of all of Trump way before anybody else. Way and consistently every day for the next 4 years, starting with the first day he takes office. Yes, you Republican $7 minimum wage states, you will forget what he's talking about the rest of the world. Forget all this other shit, because Greenlanders got health care, universal health care. Greenlanders have paid education. Do the research. Ain't no motherfucking Greenlander want Trump USA policy in Greenland. It means they're going to be out on the street. It means the end of their social service programs, the things that they actually need. You see, they're not stupid like you, MAGA. They're practical people. Them Inuits are practical people. Was it colonized 100-something years ago, 200 years ago? Yeah. What motherfucking place on earth wasn't? What place on earth wasn't? Tell me. And then secondly, how are you going to be talking about colonization when you live in one of the countries that was colonized? You hear so many people talking about colonization. Colonization of Greenland is wrong by Denmark. First of all, what you say matters last. What the Inuits and the Greenlanders say matters before anybody else. How are you going to stand up for colonialism when the people on them that come from the goddamn island are like, hey, shut the fuck up. What's wrong with you? You don't have health care. Your people are on the fucking street, United States of America. We don't want that shit here. And you just buy it hook, line, and sinker. It's just one of the things. It's numerous things here that are not based in any fact whatsoever. And you have to ask him why he's saying these things. But look, he's going to start off giving you the first part that you're just going to let easily slip by. You don't know who the fuck this guy is, excuse my language too. You don't know who this guy is he's bringing up. You never heard of him before, and you got no pushback for him. Instead, you fall for the story about Trump is about to go climb Mount Everest. No, he fucking is not. Trump is not going to climb Mount Everest. He is not going to do the unobtainable. He's just not. Just like many times before. Okay? You know, and there's plenty of reasons why if you just do your own due diligence and stop following the disinformation and stop following the poor media fact checking. Like the it's just amazing.
Chairman of DMAC Properties, Hussein Sejwani, very respected gentleman. And I'm thrilled to announce today that DMAC will be investing
Okay, the playback is a little off, but bear with it.
at least $20 billion over a very short period of time.
$20 billion ain't shit. I'm sorry. The United States GDP before Trump became president, you know, because if you notice, as soon as he became the president-elect, the NASDAQ sunk. The crypto market sunk. And you know why that is? Because the people that aren't playing part of Trump's hoax know it's a hoax. And believe you me, most people that invest in stock in these companies, they've researched the companies when they invest in stock. They know how the shit works in these companies. They know the laws with these companies. And then you just let somebody, and they know the numbers. And then you just let this dude just bring somebody out there and tell you, $20 billion. Do the math. US GDP has gone up $1 trillion every year for the last 20 something years. The US GDP before Trump became president-elect was over $27 trillion. Do you understand $20 billion ain't shit? Do you understand? That's nothing. You can't do nothing. Do you know what the infrastructure rollout program for the United States was by Biden? $2 trillion. And you're talking about someone bringing $20 billion? No, what you're bringing in is a hustle. What you're bringing in is a kickback. There's no plan. If there's 20 billion on the table, which ain't shit for industry, right? It's not shit for industry. And he's going to have to come and get some good old taxpayer money if it's only 20 billion. God damn. He's going to be getting your taxpayer dollars. You can bet Trump got something under the table. That's all this is.
Into the United States, and they may go double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money. It's a great
double. Okay, 40 billion. What the fuck is that to 27 trillion? What is that? What's the U.S. government's GDP? What's the operational fees? What's all of the stuff? What are the American people worth? Do you guys really think 20 billion means nothing? Means something? Boy, go take that 20 billion to some broke ass country and get something going with it, man. Why are you coming over to the wealthy folks acting like 20 billion or something, man? Stop coming with the small hand. Even Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, recognizes that a government, a nation that makes $27 trillion a year, anytime they want to stop Elon Musk, they could do it with the snap of a fucking finger, and Elon Musk can't do a goddamn thing about it because guess who else invests in tech? The goddamn U.S. military, and they don't let peons know what they're doing. They just don't do that. You see what I mean? Now, you could expect Trump is going to do some shit with that because you elected him. He's probably going to go get some secrets and share it with Elon Musk. And that's what all the senators know. That's what they're all talking about. That's what all the Congress people know. And that's what the American citizen needs to know. But if you start valuing somebody because they're a billionaire, you may as well be a goddamn hoe. You may as well be, like, flat out. So let's go.
And I believe he will say that he's doing it because of the fact that he was very inspired by the election. They wouldn't do it without that election. I can tell you a lot of people wouldn't. You saw last week where somebody was going to go from 100 to $200 billion. And we have many other people, and we'll be bringing some of them out. Some of them like to do it somewhat more quietly, and some
Yeah, we know, because you can't show them who they are because it's make believe.
Don't, and they feel so strongly about the country that they want to let people know about it. But it's an honor to have such a great investor.
They feel so much about their country. There's no name. They're hidden in the shadows. You got no plan to tell who it is, what the fuck they want to do. Nothing. No, nothing in advance. Just nothing. Folks are just supposed to believe Mount Everest again. Trump's about to climb Mount Everest for the 100th time, and he's never been able to do it before. But fuck it. I feel like living on the wild side. Let me believe his ass today.
In our country, the investment will support massive new data centers across the Midwest, the Sun Belt area, and also to keep America on the cutting edge of technology. And
what the fuck is different from this than Biden? What do you think the infrastructure rollout plan is about? You have to read these plans. This guy's acting like he brought somebody in to do some shit that people ain't already voted for with Biden and actually got investment in. Do you understand what $2 trillion investment in is? You know, more and then there's more than that's been pumped out during the Biden administration, which Trump is now trying to take credit for. How are you gonna have tech companies move in? And he's trying to say the $20 billion. Oh, whoa. How are you gonna build the infrastructure? Where's that money coming from? It came from the taxpayers. It's the taxpayer money. So you don't need to beg a billionaire to come and use your $2 trillion to their private corporation's advantage. You need to be the boss. What's up, Pumpkin? There you go. Things worth knowing. Yeah, you back. I see you. All right, listen to this fool. I knew you wanted to hear this. This is nutty. And again, we ain't got time for this shit. The news is so pumping full of Trump rhetoric and Trump blah 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 and whatever. It's like, gee, it's like you can't even keep up with the craziness. It's hard to, I can't come and report on this shit every day, but I'm gonna do my best.
And artificial intelligence is very big into the data centers.
Artificial intelligence. Do you think the United States doesn't already have the biggest artificial intelligence companies in the Western world, maybe in the world, really? You don't think that? You don't think that's what we already got? Go look at the stock market, y'all. Read whose stock it is. Hey, you're a new member? Thank you. Hold on, let me see who this is. I want to shout out names, but I got to make the. Oh, okay, I'm on 80s. I got to make this the text a little bit. There you go. Is it Grandma Love? There you go. Thank you, Grandma Love, for showing up. I appreciate you. And anytime Trump says a word, you have to do your research because you will undervalue yourself as a taxpayer for what you have contributed to the wealth of the country. You will undermine yourself if you don't research it, and you can research it. The stuff is at your fingertips more than the information is at your fingertips more than it's ever been ever. And that's what I do. He give me a name. He say an industry. I go look it up. It's available. Once you start seeing the numbers, you're going to be like, 20 billion? Man, why are you coming over here looking for a welfare check? That's exactly what you're going to say. And that's what you should say because you are a United States citizen. You come from a country that got ocean to ocean with all types of geography, more oil production and gas production than any other country on earth, let alone tech, let alone weapons, let alone all kinds of stuff, right? But the problem is that these folks have convinced you ain't got it because they ain't willing to give you your share of it. You're letting them cheat you out of your share. This is an expert lesson, Trump, what he's doing on talking down to you. And if you let him just fill your mind with this garbage and just go, okay. Remember when Eddie Murphy did them jokes when he was talking about the lady caught him cheating, walked in the bedroom and caught him cheating. He was like, whoa, baby. Whoa. I wasn't effing her. We wasn't effing. Wait, what? I was, okay. I effed her. I make love to you. And then you just go, okay. You going to be that one? You're going to be like, okay. Because that's what Trump is telling you right now. Trump is telling you this shit.
And that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years, as you know, with AI. In particular, the first phase of the project will be in Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan.
Look, have you ever been to Arizona? He's talking about, the rollout's going to be in Texas. It's going to be in Arizona. Have you ever been to Arizona? Have you ever been there? Man, you see how people living? If you in Arizona, they waited so goddamn long to do anything about new energy, solar energy. You would think a desert would be into solar goddamn energy. What? A desert state? Man, they should be royally kissing Biden's ass for thinking about them in an infrastructure plan. Because before that, I'm telling you, I've been to Arizona and I was like, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful place, beautiful nature. But listen, y'all, the other things I saw is, damn, I didn't really even see any damn solar panels on people's homes. And these people are pumping out, they got big ass machines on top of their house for the air conditioning. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Where are the solar panels? The East Coast got solar panels. The East Coast got Maryland, DC. They've been having energy rollout or solar energy on their homes, and they got less solar energy than damn Arizona. And these people so damn behind because the Republicans in Arizona politicize everything. You know, that's the problem. You know, and it's just ridiculous. So Trump, don't you think the regular people need some damn some energy options in Arizona? Don't you think they need energy options? If you're in Arizona, do you know what the price of gasoline is in Arizona? Do you know what the electric bill is like in Arizona because they didn't build the damn infrastructure for it? They didn't. They politicized it and didn't want the new electric grids. They didn't want any new energy. They fought everybody on infrastructure. And this dude is talking about, hey, well, guess what? You know, I got a billionaire dude. Oh my God. Y'all better know when somebody's about to dig in your pockets, like flat out. Then the joke is going to roll out on the screen.
And Indiana, those places. Hussein, I'd love you to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Come on up, Hussein. I'm sure MAGA going to love you. MAGA folk, you teased Obama about his name. He was compassionate towards your broke asses, even though you said he wasn't born in America when he was in the United States. Okay, even though he actually thought about you and said, hey man, everybody can have some prejudice, but we're Americans, let's come together and get the might of Americans together. That's what makes us great. They just flat out dissed him, called him an N-word, tried to fight tooth and nail, voted against anything and every fucking thing Obama did, and Obama still got shit done. And then this dude come roll out with a dude they never seen before one day in their life, never seen one motherfucking word of anything. Excuse my language again. And then he says, Hussein, where's the MAGA pushback? Where's the MAGA pushback? And I'm not against anybody with the name Hussein, but MAGA is. That's their platform. They ran on that, you know? And now they're going to let a dude walk out on the stage who's saying they never seen before. Trump, man, every little corrupt thief on earth is probably trying to contact Trump right now. Right now.
Much. Thank you.
And if he's not a thief, he damn sure hooked up with a thief party. That's for damn sure. So be prepared. Be prepared. Association, guilt by association, flat out.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Here's the guy. He's going to come and help you Americans. He's going to help you with tech. He's going to help you with AI. He's going to help you. The United States already got AI. We already got, the companies, we got the leading companies in the world on AI. It's not this guy. And trust me, they got way more experience in it. They have way more. And guess what? Guess what else is going to happen? You know how many Americans already invested in AI in the stock market? Do you know how many? So what do you want them to do? Where's the space coming from? There's only so much space for tech giants in one goddamn country. What's new about this guy? There's nothing new. He's not offering anything that an American didn't already offer you and doing already. Straight up. Like, it's ridiculous. Let me read some of the comments here. Yes, research, things worth knowing. Research is very important. Oh, whoa, because the media obviously it doesn't want to do anything for folks these days. They don't want to do research. It's ridiculous. But that's why YouTube is blowing up as the number one source for news for Americans. Like literally, these corporate companies, CNN, ABC, after this election, their stock went down, their viewership went down. They're taking a serious hitting just because they didn't do fact checking like any normal journalist that lives in a free society fucking does. And let me tell you something. As far as journalism is concerned, the United States of America is the most free nation on earth. And these people didn't give a goddamn about you to do the research. That's capitulation. They weren't that's like what is it? You know, it's sad, man. It's really sad. But let's hear some more.
It's been amazing news for me and my family when he was elected.
You hear that? Amazing news for me and my family. Yeah, we know. We know. Hold on, my fault. Grandma, let's see here. I told everyone they better save their money because times is getting ready to get real hard out here, at least for the next 4 years. And listen, you're right. And the thing is that they are good at disinformation and spinning people's minds, because when the stuff he talks about right after this one dude is designed to make you forget this guy, what you just heard. It's totally designed to do that. And people outside of America in the Western world, let me tell you, they have less to fear from Trump than the American citizens themselves do. They take Trump seriously. They take a lunatic at the helm seriously. Obviously, other Western countries, but lo and behold, they're not foolish. They're not foolish at all. And there's more educated people in the other Western countries than there are in the United States of America. I'm talking about average people, everyday people. And you know why that is? Because they pay education. Higher education is either free or they pay you to go to it in other Western countries. Don't sleep on that, y'all. Do not sleep on that at all. And people like Trump are the reason why our kids are not excellently proficient in everything. Our kids are just as good as every other kid, but we're not getting the opportunities because these bumperclots don't want to invest in something as simple as education. They don't want to do it. So now they got you talking about they're going to ship in immigrants from other countries to do low wage jobs in the tech industry. Man, get the hell out of here. The whole cabinet has got criminal mugshot. Trump is the thief and cheat. Absolutely. You could say that again.
In November.
Let's see here.
Come and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Come on.
Thank you.
Let's hear his plans.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been amazing news for me and my family when he was elected in November. We've been waiting 4 years to increase our investments in U.S. to a very large amount of money. We are a company operating in more than 20 countries around the world. We have delivered more than 45,000 luxury units and another 45,000 in the pipeline. In data center, we are in 10 countries around the world, in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. And we're very, very excited now with his leadership and his open strategy and policy to encourage businesses to come to U.S. For the last 4 years, we've been waiting for this moment. And we're planning to invest $20 billion and even more than that if the opportunity in the market allow us. But at the moment, we're planning $20 billion in data center, catering for the AI and cloud business for the hyperscalers.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, check this out. People need to be concerned about their data, because these companies, and you need to be concerned about who's getting access to your data. Who has it? That's what you need. When they start talking this stuff, you need to start wondering about who and what have they done. And a good example of that is Elon Musk. Elon Musk was a mistake. It was a mistake. It was a mistake, actually. The U.S. government should have never allowed him to operate. The EU government allowed him to operate, and then they banned him. You see, and they banned him for the same type of things, bad business practices and not following the rules. Very simple. And Elon Musk is a person that collects your data. He collects it from your cars. When you're in your car, they know everything you're saying, every place you're going. He collects it from any product that you buy, and he even collects it from the internet service that he provides, y'all. So you need to think about this. And again, MAGAs, there's no pushback from MAGA on this dude, but they're the ones that's talking about foreigners and all of this stuff. And all of a sudden, they're quiet.
Honor. Thank you very much. So,
Let me see something.
and that man knows what he's doing.
Okay, look at this.
He knows.
Hold on. He knows. Look at Trump.
So Hussein, we're going to work with you and make sure everything goes.
Let me tell you about Hussein. 2 seconds. During the recent speech at Mar-a-Lago estate, President-elect Donald Trump introduced Hussein Shahwani, a billionaire from the United Arab Emirates and founder of DAMAC Properties. Sanjani announced plans to invest at least $20 billion in U.S. data centers focused on AI and cloud. That basically what they're doing is you should be concerned about this. Additionally, and plus, it's not like the United States doesn't already have the biggest, AI investment companies. I'm telling you, and data storage, all of that. They already have that. We don't need that. He's the one that needs us. He needs our $1 trillion rollout. It's a welfare, I'm telling you, the dude's getting a kickback. Trump's getting a kickback. Additionally, Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and owner of X, formerly Twitter, has been frequent guests. Okay, but it's this guy. So let me just pull his name up here real quick and just do a real quick search on him, just so we know what controversies does. Let me see. Hussein Shahwani have related to him or his companies. Let's see here. Okay. He's been associated with several controversies involving his business ventures and affiliations. Here we go. This is the man, this dude had the nerve to pull out. Labor rights concerns. DAMAC, that's this man's company, DAMAC Properties, has faced allegations regarding labor practices. Do you know what labor practices is? That's how he treats his employees. Particularly concerning the treatment of migrant workers in the United Arab Emirates. Critics have highlighted issues such as delayed wage payments and subpar working conditions. In response, see, let me tell you something. I'm a black man. Let me just flip this over. I'm a black man, so ain't nobody gonna believe me flat out. Let's just say that. So let me just pull this up so Americans can hear the facts, and others, because I'm really at a loss for this right now.
Hussein Shahwani, founder and chairman of DAM Equities, has been associated with several controversies involving his business ventures and affiliations. Notable instances include 1. Labor rights concerns. DAM Properties has faced allegations regarding labor practices, particularly concerning the treatment of migrant workers in the United Arab Emirates. Critics have highlighted issues such as delayed wage payments and subpar working conditions. In response, DAMAC has asserted its commitment to fair labor standards and timely compensation for its employees. Cite, turn, search. 2. Legal dispute in Egypt. DAMAC Properties was involved in a legal dispute with the Egyptian government over a land deal in Gamsha Bay. The Egyptian authorities accused the company of acquiring land below market prices during the tenure of President Hosni Mubarak. DAMAC contested these claims and sought arbitration through the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. Cite and search Fort 3. Relationship with Donald Trump. Shahwani's business relationship with former US President Donald Trump has attracted scrutiny. DAMAC collaborated with the Trump Organization on luxury golf course projects in Dubai. In 2017, during a New Year's Eve event at Mar-a-Lago, Trump praised Shahwani, referring to him as a very, very, very amazing man, a great, great developer, which raised questions about potential conflicts of interest, given Trump's political position at the time.
Yep.
34. Proposal in Surfside, Florida. In 2023, DAMAC faced opposition regarding a development proposal in Surfside, Florida, the site of the tragic Champlain Towers South collapse. The company's plan to adjust local development regulations was met with resistance from community members and officials who expressed concerns that the changes would disproportionately benefit Damac's project. Site turn search one, Torain. These controversies highlight the challenges and criticisms associated with Hussein Sajwani and Damac Properties in their international real estate endeavors. Navlist insights into Damac Properties' controversial.
There you go, y'all. Now, look, I'm gonna do like this. Hold on. I'm gonna go like this. I'm sorry, because I want y'all to have this for yourself, right? Oops, did I do that? Where is it at? What happened here? Was I here? No. Oh man, don't tell me I just missed it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So let me see. It says deal, right? Okay, there we go. Yep, copy, right? It's copied. Now I'm gonna throw this in the chat for anybody that wants to follow up on what I just said. And here's the thing, again, it only take a couple of seconds, and I had never even researched this dude before, but you smell a rat if you pay attention. If you have your scruples on right, you would have known just the fact that this dude came out on stage like that, you would have known this some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have known this is a pocket grab. This is a money grab. And this guy is into stealing people's lands, treating his workers like shit, right? All types of corrupt stuff. If you just pay attention and read it, it's ridiculous. It's all corruption. Now, watch Trump do his magic trick. And watch how he threw the crook out there right in your face immediately, right? Let's see if MAGA got some pushback for him, even though I know MAGA doesn't, because MAGA people are some of the dumbest fucking people, Americans, you can find, unfortunately. And I hate to say it, but you need to look in the mirror, MAGA, because you guys are pathetic. This is your candidate, and this dude does everything opposite of what you said you wanted. Yes, feel the burn. Feel the burn, MAGA, because this is what your brain elected.
And that man knows what he's doing. He knows.
In data center, catering for the AI and cloud business for the hyperscalers.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr.
Great
President.
honor. Thank you very much. So nice.
Corruption.
And that man knows what he's doing. He knows.
Look at that. That man knows what he's doing.
So, Hussein, we're going to work with you and make sure everything goes smoothly. We have powers that haven't really been used in terms of environmental. If you invest over $1 billion in the United States, we're going to give expedited reviews to everybody, because everyone's afraid they're going to come in and get caught in the quagmire, which is very prevalent.
The communities where this man has already been, already rejected him. The people on the ground, on the state level, they rejected this man's proposal already. And Trump is saying he's going to make it easier for him to get around the actual people. What state was that? Let's see what people Trump is just fucking over. Let's go see. Who are the people? Did he say Surfside, Florida, y'all? Republican territory, stomping ground. You Republicans, Trump is going to go around your wishes. He don't give a damn about what Florida people already said. And what year was this? And what year? 2023. Just 1 year ago. So Trump just said, F y'all, Florida. F y'all, MAGA. You ones that voted for me, big middle finger to you people down there. That's what he's saying. That's not a Democratic state. That's not you think the Dems is going for this shit? You think Democratic people that come from majority strong Democratic stronghold states, you think they ain't gonna stop this fool in their own state? Why? Number one, goes against their minimum wage. Yeah. That's right. I don't even know what the damn minimum wage is in and some of these places. But he said Texas. Well, we know what that is. The minimum wage is low as hell in Texas. Okay, we know it may not be the lowest. It may not be like Georgia or someplace down there, one of these other Republican states. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but I'm mostly correct about that. Down there in that Bible Belt is where a lot of those low wage, the minimum wage is like dirt cheap. You see what I mean? I mean, I don't need a migrant. If you're willing to work for that money, why do I need migrants? I mean, goddamn. And this dude want to go lower.
In the United States, unfortunately, the quagmire of environmental and various other regulations and rules. And
Trump is not even a halfway good. He's not a halfway good crook. It's not that Trump is that good at being a crook. It's that y'all so goddamn dumb. That's what it is. He's not even good at hiding the corruption. He's not even good at hiding the intent. You know, he's not good at all. And if you accept this from Trump, you're a goddamn fool. You are, and when you hear the urgency in my voice, let me tell you, I'm an American citizen, born and raised in Washington, D.C., family, both sides, from the colonial period, before the colonial period, even before the country, no, the colonial period, and before the United States even really was a country. Okay. But I live outside of the United States as an adult. I have the minimum wage in the country where I live is $20 an hour. That's the minimum wage. And in this country, everybody gets paid to go to school. In this country, everybody has universal health care. And you hear the urgency in I'm only hurting for Americans, my American brothers and sisters. I'm only hurting for y'all. And a lot of y'all ain't even concerned about your own damn lives.
Made it a point of telling people, if you invest $1 billion or more, and we'll do this for people with far less too, but we guarantee it.
But he ain't going to do it for the middle class.
We're going to move them quickly through the environmental process. Sometimes people are held up 12, 13, 14, 15 years. I saw it with plants in Louisiana.
Look, now here we go. So in other words, the billionaire is a victim. He's the victim now. Oh, he's been held up 15, 20. What are you talking about? The dude's been running around robbing people. Of course he's been held up. That's what he's supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to do when somebody's trying to rob your pockets. You're supposed to hold them up. You know? And if you're really good, you just get them to fuck out your country fast, yo. Like, really. Why would you want someone who wants to rob you, steal and use your taxpayer dollars, put it together with their use your $2 trillion tax rollout for tech infrastructure rollout from your taxes? He wants to use that and add his little measly 20 billion to it and then act like he's the victim.
Louisiana, where I got it approved in literally a week through the review, and 1 week after spending 14 and a half years trying to get it, and they were going nowhere. It was a terrible thing. So I've been a victim of that myself over the years. And I think I know all the games and all the tricks that are played. And much of it is just done to stop progress. So we're going to be helping you and everybody else that comes to the United States and wants to invest their money, that you don't get tied up for the rest.
He's telling you flat out, him and his cohorts that he met outside of the United States, over in Dubai, right? Or over what country was it? What country is it that Trump met him? Hold on. Because I'm not trying to slander people or anything like that. Everybody's different. Everybody deserves respect. United Arab Emirates, you know, where the sheiks live, where people. Let me ask one other question. Anyway, you know, he's coming here because he's a victim. Y'all, Trump met him over there. Migrant workers, disruption, Sajwani business relationships with former U.S. President Donald Trump has attracted scrutiny. DAMAC collaborated with the Trump Organization on luxury golf courses projects in Dubai. Dubai, do you know that's where the criminals of the world go? I'm sorry, Dubai, but when the criminals want to go wash their money, Dubai is one of the places they go. Y'all, that's just what it is. And you really need to know that. You really need to do your research. So Trump went over there with all the other billionaires that's ripping people off from other parts of the world so they could go there and meet and collaborate against average folk around the world. And believe me, if this guy, because he's obviously, he must, I don't want to say, I don't want to assume because it's not right, because people do change religions. But I'll put it to you like this. Let me see something here. Let me ask something. Where is he from? And his ethnic and religious background. Let me just get to this. It's important because I just want people to think about this. He's Arab descent from the United Arab Immigrants, right? He is a Muslim. So, that's, if he would treat other Muslims like that, exploit them, he would have no problem exploiting your American ass. And Trump is walking him in like he's a patriot when Trump is a sellout to the entire, this man, MAGA, is selling you out first. You MAGA people, you will be the first to be sold out by Donald Trump. Everyone else will resist, and you will be the suckers taking the fall and the hurt first because you allow it for yourself. You don't stand up and fight for yourself. You are poor representatives of your people, MAGA folk. And this is your leader.
Rest of your life and you can't do anything. This commitment further underscores that many of the greatest business leaders on earth are seeing a very bright economic future for America since the election. As you know, a lot of positive.
He's going to drag all the crooks from Dubai over to the United States and try to give them a business license and speed up their licensing projects. Let them go around all rules and regulations, just like he's telling you right here.
Things have happened. We are inheriting a difficult situation from the outgoing administration, and they're trying everything they can to make it more difficult.
What could be more difficult? You already had the $2 trillion infrastructure rollout plan. That's to support data tech companies. That's to support LCAR's new technology. What is this guy talking about? That's to also diversify energy. But you need electric. You need the capacity to power the data centers. AI, you need the infrastructure to power it. And this guy's American corporations had to fight with Republicans for years to get that rollout for them. And then this guy just lets one of these dudes just walk in here and he's going to streamline them. This dude is a problem. And the person that he is most a problem for is MAGA people. Second, all Americans. Third, everybody else. You see what I'm saying? But trust me, the Europeans are not stupid. The Europeans are not sitting on their heels. They're being very cautious, calculated, and when they communicate, they ain't going to do it on TV. When they make their plan to resist this fool, they're not going to broadcast it on TV. Nobody does that. The United States government, Biden is still the president right now. Remember, this fool is in Mar-a-Lago. They're listening to this fool, the military, Biden, and they're talking and making sure that anything that he is doing that is corrupt can be overted without giving him any warning. That's what they're doing because that is what their job is. You see, this man is a complete, utter failure. Complete, utter failure.
Inflation is continuing to rage, and interest rates are far too high.
Let me tell you something. The day Trump became the president-elect, did you look at the stock market dump? Did you look at the stock market start going down? You have to follow it and look at it. I looked at it and I posted it on my Facebook. Not only that, the crypto shit started going down too. Everybody's like, damn, what the hell is Trump talking about?
And I've been disappointed to see the Biden administration's attempt to block the reforms of the American people and that they voted for. We had a landslide election.
You see that? You see that? The people in Florida said they didn't want the businessman that he just came out, and Trump is talking about that he's acting like they're not American citizens that said no to this fool. You see, they said it on the state level, and now this guy's trying to bring him in on the federal level to help him on the federal level because Biden's not forcing states to do stuff that they don't want to do. The Democrats leaders never force no Republican states to do anything. If anything, they're doing their best to work with their concerns to get them on board in bipartisan legislation like the infrastructure rollout plan for $2 trillion, which means $20 billion ain't nothing but do you remember that Eddie Murphy joke when Eddie Murphy was talking about, oh man, I have money now and and I'm trying to find a lady and but women, I took a lady out, and she was like, I was like, what you want to eat? Come on, what you want to eat? And she was like, I want a salad. I just have a salad. You see what I mean? Like, it's like this guy, what you're getting from Hussein, this guy, what he's offering is nothing compared to what you're giving. American citizens, you have to understand your value before you lose some of it. Before you lose some of it. You think it's hard in some of them Republican states right now? Ooh, this guy, even Florida didn't want the dude that Trump brought out, and that's a Republican state. And listen to this fool.
We won every swing state. We won the popular vote, millions and millions of people.
Why does he keep reiterating this? It's a fallacy. He didn't win a mandate. There's not a mandate. He didn't win the popular vote, but it's like this. And then he goes back and says, and they're still counting the votes. Okay, well, if they're still counting the votes, how do you know those are your votes?
Nobody even knows how many people, millions. And
you see that? Listen carefully, y'all.
Slide election. Every swing state, we won the popular vote by millions and millions of people.
Okay, he just said we won the popular vote by millions and millions of people. But what is he going to say right after that?
Nobody even knows how many people, millions.
Nobody even knows how many people. But so he just went back on what he just said. The dude is standing there lying in your faces, yo.
And they're still counting in some areas. They're still counting the vote in some areas. Can you?
Are they your votes?
Believe this?
Yeah, we can believe it.
What a place. What a horrible place. One of the things we're going to.
Oh, what a horrible place. What a horrible place. Talking down to you about your investment in infrastructure rollout. Every American citizen participated in that infrastructure rollout that this little cornball, corrupt bastard from some other place, somewhere where all the billionaires meet, right, to Dubai. So he's not from Dubai, but they hang out there, right? Now, he's actually bringing this guy in, and he's calling you American people that voted and paid for the infrastructure rollout plan for cornballs like this. And he's saying, what a horrible place, y'all. If it's so fucking horrible, why don't you get the fuck out, Donald Trump? Why is your family there, Donald Trump? Why is your wife an immigrant, Donald Trump? Why'd you bring her to such a horrible country? Your family was not in the country during the Civil War. Your family was not in the country during the War of Independence. Why don't you get the fuck out? If it's so horrible. This guy's crazy.
What we're going to do is we've got to fix the election so that we get honest counts and they get done by 10 o'clock in the evening.
We got to fix the election so we get honest counts. This fool just he just said he won by millions and millions of votes. So what's the problem? What's the problem with the election if you won the election by millions and millions of votes and you're claiming to have won? This is utter rambling. This guy is sick. You see, he couldn't help. He was told, go out there and introduce this guy and just get on with it. And this guy just stopped after that and started going right back to the ramble that he does every single time. We trying to count the votes. We got to fix the election system. Well, if we got to fix it, how come you keep fucking winning, asshole? What the hell is that about? What? Why is he the winner talking about fixing the election system? And it doesn't make any sense.
Or something thereabouts. There are places where they're still counting.
This guy just said that already. He already said it. They're still counting. We know you said that 10 seconds ago, dude. You just said it.
Votes. President Biden's actions yesterday on offshore drilling will not stand. I will reverse it immediately. It'll be done immediately. And we will.
Look, the oil tycoons already are looking at Trump like, what the hell are you talking about? Because if you increase oil production, they're not really going to get value for the oil. The United States is already the number one oil producer and gas producer on earth. That's what it is. And that didn't bring the price of oil down. That wasn't the case before Biden was in office. That happened when Biden came into office through the laws that he signed. We produce more oil and gas than anybody else on earth, and the prices did not just drop like people wanted them to, or people would, you see. And now this guy's acting like drilling more is going to drop the price. No, dude. This is the thing. It's not going to be reflected in what you pay. What's going to happen is that the oil that they try to sell to other people will have less value. That's what's going to happen. You see, but it doesn't mean the American citizen is going to pay less in gas, because there's no gas cap on a federal level. And Trump's not even telling you he's trying to cap the gas for you. He's not saying, you know what, gas going to be $1.99 across the country. And if you don't want to operate like that, then let somebody else do it. He's not telling you that. There's no gas, but you're producing more gas than any other country on earth. And he's still not talking about a gas cap. Well, Biden didn't have a gas cap because their philosophy was let the market do it. The market can't do it alone. You can't fix everything, but you can do other things to compensate, to help alleviate and support families. But the gas prices did go down, but then he tried to do other things to support families and the average person, and these goddamn Republicans voted all against it. They voted against this stuff. And Trump's not even telling you he wants to do anything for you. There's nothing he said so far that's about American people. It's all about
drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling it.
Go ahead.
A lot of other locations. The energy costs are going to come way down. They'll be brought down to a very low level, and that's going to bring
a very low level. Oh, that's an ambiguous number.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling in a lot of other locations, and the energy costs are going to come way down. They'll be brought.
Oh, but it didn't go way down when we pumped more gas than ever before under Biden. So what's new about the plan, buddy? What's the plan to get it to go down? You see, he is literally standing in Republican MAGA people's faces and others, but I point them out because they're the ones that voted for him, and he is sitting there lying to your damn faces, and you're going to take it or you're going to push back. And if you don't push back, you are the fools of the damn century. Aren't you tired of being broke asses? Republicans, the average Republican is a broke ass in the United States of America. Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of being a broke ass, complaining, hating everybody else because you're a broke ass, because your own state representatives and your own federal representatives don't give a shit about you? They give a shit only about the wealthy. And not only the
low level,
that's
going to bring everything else down. That's what
they don't even give a damn. They don't even give a damn about the they care. He cares only about the wealthy. But here's the kicker. He cares more about the foreigners who are wealthy than the MAGA people, than the broke ass Americans that voted for him. Is crazy. Can you get a check as easy as this guy can get a check? This guy Husseini is going, these billionaires, they're going to get a check, a huge, no matter if it's an extra tax cut or if it's just allowing these business people to undercut rules and regulations, just like Husseini had done by actually treating his workers like shit, underpaying them, and in some cases not paying them at all, and poor work conditions. That's Hussein's actual record. This guy, he's not even thinking about you.
To go up along with the ridiculous spending on the Green New scam, all this money, trillions of dollars. It's like throwing it right out.
Look, Green New scam? Green New scam? What is the Green New scam? What is that? There's nothing called, there's no book you can go to and read about the Green New. There's nothing called that. There's no law called the Green New scam. Have you ever read the law about the rollout? Have you ever read it yourself? Trump hasn't read it. Have you read it? You see, the laws that are passed and the rollout, the $2 trillion rollout, every little detail and how it works is written. Do you know how many pages that is? But it's there for you to read if you want. Is Trump ever going to promise? Is he ever going to show you where to get it from? Even is he ever going to encourage you to read it? No, he's just saying green new scam, but he's never read it himself.
Out the window what they're doing. And they're trying to spend so much now. They're just taking money and giving it to anybody that wants it for any project at all, if it's certified.
This dude just walked in, a guy named Husseini, right here, and he got the nerve to talk about Democrats just giving it away. What is this? What do you call this? What do you call this? This guy can't do business without your $2 trillion rollout, folks. He can't do business. He's coming because he's like, damn, I want some of that rollout. I can do something for my business. I can get richer off of that. Damn, where else in the world is a rollout like that for AI and tech? Oh, wow. And Trump is like, give me a handout. I'm going to let you in. That's all it is. It's sick.
And beautiful. Everything was good. We had no wars. We defeated ISIS.
All right, well, look, I'm sorry. He's rambling too goddamn much. We heard that before. We had no
much better.
wars.
They look much better. 60% of homes and apartments have gas heaters. He wants them all removed quickly. These people are crazy.
Where the hell did Biden ever say? Dems never said they want gas heaters removed. Dems don't make laws like that. They create possibilities, options for you. Options. There's no way in hell he's cutting down an electric heater. You can't do that because there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing illegal about an electric heater. A state can say we don't want electric heaters, but they could also say we want some other kind of stuff. You know, it's like this guy's just there's almost nothing there at all that's true.
Something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him.
They
see. Also want to go back, and they have already started that, to when you buy a faucet, no water comes out because they want to preserve. Even in areas that have so much water, you don't know what to do. It's called rain. Comes down from heaven, and they want to do no water comes out of the shower. It goes drip, drip, drip. So what happens? You're in the shower 10 times as long. You know, no water comes out of the faucet. You want to wash your hands. They want to go back to even stronger than what they have right now. As you know, I ended that policy. You can have all the water you want. Makes no difference. It comes weird, especially in certain areas. We have so much water, we don't know what to do with it. But these are all things. They want very, very little water.
What does that statement mean? Some places we have so much water, we don't know. They don't know what to do with it. What an empty damn statement. What does that even mean? What does that mean?
To go into your dishwasher, almost none. And you know what people do? They just keep pressing, keep it going. They end up using more water. Likewise, washing machines. They want in your washing machine to have very little water coming out of the washing machine. So when you wash your clothing, you have to wash it 4 times instead of once. You end up using more water. We're a party of common sense, and things that I'm telling you now is really all about common sense. On January 20th, we'll turn the economy around very quickly, because right now when I think of our economy, I think about inflation. That's what we have. We have inflation, I believe, at a level that we never had before. There's never been anything like it. And over the next 4 years, the United States is going to take off like a rocket ship. But really, it's already doing it. If you take a look, Just last month, SoftBank announced the $200 billion. I think it'll be 200. He said between 100. And I said, how about making it 200? The
Look at this.
But really, it's already, and over the next 4
Did you see how quickly he contradicts himself? Did you hear what he just said? This is incoherent. It doesn't make sense. There's no sense there. Look.
I believe at a level that we never had before. There's never been anything like it. And over the next 4 years, the United States is going to take off like a rocket ship. But really, it's already doing it. If you take a
He's great. Look, he just read what they told him to say, and then he went right into his dumbass thought. But really, it's already doing it. So if it's really already doing it, why did you say the opposite?
look, take off like a rocket. And over the next 4 years, the United States is going to take off like a rocket ship. But really, it's already doing it. If you take a look, just last month, SoftBank announced the 200.
Did you hear that, Trump speech writers? It's already doing it if you take a look. Okay? So why the hell did you write it, speech writers?
$100 billion. I think it'll be 200. He said between 100. And I said, how about making it 200? And he sort of said yes. But let's say it's 100, but it might be 200, right?
What does this mean?
Brian? $1 billion. I think it'll be 200. He said between 100. And I said, how about making it 200? And he sort of said yes. But let's say it's 100, but it might be 200, right, Brian? Dollars, United States.
Or it might not be nothing. How about that?
Creating more than 100,000 jobs. Hussein just announced a tremendous investment that he's going to make, and that's money that's in the bank. He's going to come and do it, and he'll do a great job, and he'll build the best centers in the country, I guarantee, because I know the way he builds. Since my election, the stock market has set records. The S&P 500 index has broken above 6,000 points for the first.
All right, so he's talking about the stock market since he's been elected. Stock market, NASDAQ, right? Or what do you say, S&P? Stock market, S&P. What the? Look, y'all. This is today. This is 5 days. Look at this. This is a month. Look, December 18th. When was the election, y'all? When was the election? Can you see this? Look at this. Let me show you again. He said S&P. Here it is. Look. December 18th. Trump got elected. What? When? You see this? Look at this. This is last year. You see how high it was last year? You see this? You see how high it was last year? This is January. That's not this. Look at this. See? Hold on. Let's see. So where did it go? 1 year. Here we go. Let's go back 5 years. Look at this. Where was it? You see this? Look, Max. You see this? This is Trump. Trump is back here. So listen, y'all. What you have to understand is that the United States GDP has gone up $1 trillion a year over the last is over 20, 30 years damn near. You see? You have to really pay attention to the detail. This is 2016, right? So Trump is in office 2016, right? It goes up. Now Biden's in office. It's going up even more. You see? 2023. Look, you see that? Now let's go back down to a year. Now let's go back down to 6 months, right? Now let's go down to, you see, this is December 24th. It starts taking it. It's holding because Trump ain't start. He didn't give none of his reasoning yet. Nobody knows what Trump is going to do around this time. You see, he just won the election. He ain't really start talking about nothing he's going to do a month ago. Boom. You see that? You see that? He's lying to your face. It's not about, it crashed soon as this lunatic made this speech. And it already had crashed from prior when after he's already elected here, and it's been crashing. Look, it tried to come back up, and then he gave this damn speech. He gave this speech. This is a day ago, and it's crashing. You see, it's going to keep. I'm telling you, as long as this man keeps talking, because there's no policy, he can't do anything. But he's running his damn mouth, and he's killing it. His own. It's him that's killing it. It's very clear. It's very, very clear. It's him. You see? So let's go.
First time ever, never even close. In a single month, small business optimism soared.
It sounds so clean.
Well, it's very obvious that's not true what he said, because it has definitely been not only close, but more under Biden than what it is right now while this man is talking.
It's not at 41. It went up.
And you know what happened in the last couple of days, right? You know what happened, right? Let's be real about it. What happened right there where that dropped, that's just a day ago, 2 days ago. One day, 20. This is the fallout from Trump announcing that he wants to invade Greenland. This is what happens. This is what happens to American citizens' stock. And this affects the economy. This affects the economy. And if the economy is affected, that's a problem, because then you definitely know that it's going to be harder for Trump to do anything for the American people that need it most. You see? Look, it's no need to listen to this, because you can see it's a lie. Now he's talking about windmills. He goes on this long rant. Look, Trump is trying to lead people up to how he's going to screw you over. That's how he's going to get his friends in there that already exploit workers from every other part of the world to come in and intersect and interrupt American business corporations owned by American citizens. This is what he's warming you up to. Oh my God. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Oh, really? Does that look like it's different? It is different. And you're seeing it different, the perception of the world right here. That's what you're seeing, that dip, that fall 1 day ago. That's what you're seeing 5 days ago, 1 month ago. Trump, you see? Look, this is the map. Look, here we go. 2016. You see? 2016, Trump comes into office. Every year, pretty much the US GDP has gone up by $1 trillion. Now look, watch this. It's 2018. Okay. 2020, Biden comes into office. Biden starts legislating right around here. You see? He comes into office here. Things go boom because the legislators are fighting over shit. They're making their plan. He just comes into office, and then they got their plan going. It don't even take a couple of weeks. Look, it just takes a couple of weeks. It took less than a month, and boom, boom. Soon as the Democrats had 1 month to work with, boom. That's what happened. 21. Then it took a little, but it's still high. But then it takes a little bit of hit, because guess what? You got to have some kind of infrastructure rollout to keep things going. You got other things going, disasters, hurricanes. You see, you had all kinds of stuff going on. Then you got the infrastructure rollout. Boom, you see? Boom, boom, boom. You see that? Now look. Boom. In the red. Let's go back here. Where is it at here? It's over 600 here. You see? What is it at? 580, right? It's struggling. They don't know what to do. Where is it at now? You see? So this is like signs of just chaoticness. Trump doesn't have a plan. And I'm telling you, this was yesterday. What date was this? This was 11:45. Hold on. Let me see something. One day. Five days. You see? January 7th. He starts talking that shit, right? You see? You see? January 7th. You see? Now it's going down. Everybody's hearing the news. And I'm going to tell you, until he cleans that up, it's going to be a problem. Until he cleans up those statements that he made, it's going to be a problem. Straight up. And it's going to slowly sink. I'm telling you, it's going to slowly sink. But, you know, there's some industries that are resilient because, or number one, oil is already resilient. The United States pumps more. But this is a reflection of something else. You know, partners, people cooperation, because who are you selling your oil to in the first place? You see? So and who else are you doing business with? The United States buys oil from our oil companies also buy oil from other countries, because that's how much of the market share we own. You see what I mean? The oil can be converted to more gas. You can sell more gas, this kind of stuff. It's an open market that way. But Trump is fucking with his own the country's own market that's already been a success. He don't have any type of plan of what to do with it.
People from other countries have called me. They said, thank you. Thank you. The perception of the whole world is different. We're going to have to settle some big problems that are going on right now. We're going to have to settle up with Russia, Ukraine. That's a disaster. I look at numbers every week, the number of people being killed in that war. People don't know, mostly soldiers now. But the towns have been obliterated. This was a Biden fiasco that that should have never happened. If we had,
I mean, you know, but what's his problem with it? The Ukrainians want to fight. The Ukrainians they felt under threat and attacked by Russians. So what's the problem? What do you think? People that get attacked violently with weapons don't want to form armed militias to fight back? Don't want to organize militarily to fight back against people that are killing their family members, invading their country? What are you talking about, dude? You're acting like this is something you're hurt by. You're hurt by some Russians dying. You're hurt by some Ukrainians dying, Donald Trump. Is that what you're hurt by? But they want to fight. Ukrainians don't want to stop fight. They don't want to give up their land to Russia. They don't want to continue to be under threat by Russia. They're tired of that, Donald Trump. You don't hear them saying that? And you're like, oh, I feel sorry, you know. Oh, it's such a catastrophe. Man.
Had a real president. If we had a president that knew what he was doing, the city levels, that's a deal could have been made just by an average deal maker. Deal could have been made on that. So thank you all for coming. We'll take a couple of questions. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
President, thank you. Wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but let's start, if we could, with your references to Greenland and the Panama Canal. So,
okay, y'all. I'm an American citizen, right? But I live in Denmark, and Greenland is a territory of Denmark, right? And it was colonized by Denmark it's a few hundred years ago. You see what I mean? Let me just make sure I got that right. When did Denmark and it's not the only place on earth that's like that, not by this kingdom, but it's many kingdoms that are like that around the world. As many countries, like it's 1720s, y'all. in the 1720s. Though Donald Trump wasn't even in the US in the 1720s. You see what I'm saying? This is the 10th and 15th century. They already had, Danes were already in the Vikings, the Norse people, Norway, Denmark. They were already in Greenland. They already had settlements there. They were already living with these people. They, it's like, I mean, really. So you're talking about a place that's been under rule pretty much. They have home rule now. They have self-governance now, but they're protected by the Danish state, meaning they get the same type of access to education, generally, basically same type of access to healthcare, housing, things like that. The way that the Danes organize industry and the way that the Danes organize social services, it's an open capitalistic market, but they use a little bit more of the tax dollars to make sure that the foundation that everyone is walking on is civil and safe and solid. That's all. So these Greenlanders, they already told Trump, you think Greenlanders want to go back to go to some American lifestyle where they don't have health care, universal health care? You think they want to go back to where they can't get paid to go to school? You think they want to go back to where there's no guarantees with housing? Well, that's the United States of America. So if you pay attention to the news right now, Greenlanders are saying, they already said they're not selling this shit. It's the Greenlanders' choice. They said they're not selling, they don't want to sell their own native land and country to the United States of America. And this dude is just acting like you could buy it. No, on the contrary, in the last decade, the Danish government has been slowly giving over home rule to them. But you can't just give people, they don't have their own military yet. So they don't want that, but they don't want to waste things. They want the home rule and the independence to come in a moderate, safe fashion so that it doesn't destabilize the things that they do have already. So look at this.
But can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is?
Look, you see how his ego fell into that? Donald Trump's ego is just out of bizarre. He so quickly said no. Like that's what being tough is. You just say no. You reject. No, I can't promise I won't use military force. You may not be able to promise that you can't use military force, but listen, they already told you they don't want you, buddy. So what's the point? Why do you want to take a people that done nothing to you at all, don't have any trade value to you, aren't attacking you, aren't stopping your trade, aren't doing anything to you, and you're telling the world you won't keep military occupation out of it? What is going on? Where is the so, but when he talks to Putin, there ain't no military there. He don't want nothing to do with no Putin. He don't want nothing to do with China. He don't want nothing to do with nobody. I mean, there's a few people he did say he's going to blow the Middle East into oblivion. Oh, those people he want to talk tough to. You see what I mean? Putin, nah, he ain't got nothing. He got soft hands for Putin. China, he got soft hands for China. But Greenlanders are people that never said and did nothing to you. He's like, I got the military might. I mean, it's just totally absurd. It's totally absurd. Andrea, what's up, sister? You here? Oh my goodness. That's why he's going after them, because he wants everyone to suffer. I mean, I just think it's a distraction, to be honest with you, because there's no plan. And right now, he's not the president. And right now, the military of the United States, the military leaders and Biden are listening to this, and other leaders in NATO are listening to this. And they're saying, what the hell is this fool talking about? Like, trust me, the United States of America might have the biggest army on earth and the most effective army on earth. But why are you using it for stupid shit you don't need? You don't need to invade Greenland because they're already your ally, dumbass. They're already giving the United States what they want. It pretty much by not being a hostile neighbor. Now, at one time, the U.S. had a military base there, but I believe. Let me see something. I believe that changed. Does the USA have a military base in Greenland? At one time, they did. I'm doing all the lot. I know a lot about this topic because I live in the DK, so I've heard about this stuff before. But I just want to make sure because I didn't I don't always follow up day to day. I didn't expect Trump to just jump on Greenland. Look, here it is. Okay, so they're already an ally. So there's already a military base there. It's called Thule Air Base. Let me go over here. It's ridiculous what this dude is talking about. And guess who allowed them to do that? It's Denmark. You see what I'm saying? And this dude is like, he see that as a problem.
Yes, the United States has a military base in Greenland known as Thule Air Base, pronounced Thule. It is the northernmost US military installation and plays a strategic role in defense and space operations. Thule Air Base overview, location, located near Kanuk in northwestern Greenland, approximately 750 miles, 1 to 1,200 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. Established, built in 1951 under a defense agreement between the United States and Denmark, which includes Greenland. Purpose: 1. Missile defense. Houses a key radar installation that is part of the US Ballistic Missile Early Warning System. This system detects potential intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) launches. 2. Space surveillance hosts a radar system that contributes to monitoring space debris and satellites as part of the US Space Surveillance Network. 3. Strategic location provides a critical presence in the Arctic region, allowing for monitoring and defense in the North Atlantic and Arctic. Current role and importance. 1. Geopolitical significance. Greenland's location between North America and Europe makes it strategically vital for US and NATO operations. As the Arctic becomes more accessible due to climate change, Thule is increasingly important for monitoring Arctic activity, including Russian and Chinese interests in the region. 2. Collaborations with Denmark and Greenland. The base operates under the 1951 US-Denmark Agreement on Greenland's defense. While Denmark and Greenland maintain sovereignty, the US is responsible for specific military functions. Controversies and local impact. Environmental concerns. Activities at Thule have raised concerns about pollution and its impact on the Arctic environment. Relations with Greenland. Some Greenlanders have expressed concerns about the limited economic benefits and the long-standing US presence on their land. Thule Air Base remains a critical component of US military and strategic operations in the Arctic, and its importance is expected to grow given the region's increasing geopolitical significance.
So, Trump, he thinks that he can manage this defense better. And he didn't even say that. This guy is talking about there's minerals in the ground. Man, and work, you have to do sustainable things that are sustainable. How do you do sustainable things? You do sustainable things by doing reasonable things you can sustain. That's what you do. When you overreach, it makes it more difficult for you to sustain it. You also have to bear the burden of it and the consequences of it. You see, right now, there's no consequence to the United States people with their relationship with Greenland or Denmark. There's absolutely zero consequence. There is, in fact, everything that you gain. All that wealth in the United States, that $27 trillion, part of it is due to the strategic cooperation of these nations. And guess who's always got the lion's share of that? The United States of America, even without occupying it. Don't that sound smart? Doesn't that sound like smart diplomacy? Now, Trump is telling the very people that have expressed that they're a little concerned about the environmental issues that the military poses there. right? But outside of that, they've been cooperating. You see what I mean? And Denmark has been cooperating. But the fact remains that it is the Inuit, it's the Greenlanders' people ancestral lands. So, Donald Trump, you and no one else can talk about taking it. You need to first ask them what they want, and they already said no. Now, just when Trump mentioned this, let's go back. Let's see what's going on. Let's see here. Greenland responds. Greenland responds to Trump. First, let's see what the Danish Prime Minister said.
Træt og udmattet hele tiden. Føler du dig ældre end
For whatever you want to say, y'all, ladies, take note of this. Denmark has had a female prime minister, head of state, for quite some time, for the almost a decade now, and it's not the first one. You see what I mean? It's not the first one. So all you ladies out there, right? Think about that. Denmark has, and think the relationship has been going quite well. You see what I mean? So it's a groundbreaking state for women as well. Not just a strategic partner with the United States and a hopeful partner, but strategic partner. You know, now none of these people, you could be very, very sure that nobody in NATO is going to just let Donald Trump run over them. They're going to resist, but they're very diplomatic because it's not what you say out of your mouth, it's what you do. That's what it's all about. So they're not going to be saying a whole lot out there and projecting a whole lot like Donald Trump foolishly does to everything and everybody that he comes across. I mean, they're not going to do it that way. They're more conservative. What they do is the reasonable way, the way it should be done. Discuss it like reasonable people in private, different heads of state in private, the military leaders in private. And then they come out and make a reasonable statement to the public. But they're not going to project. They're not going to exacerbate anything. They're not going to do nothing because you ain't done shit but talk shit, Donald Trump.
Jeg synes, det er vigtigt at holde fast i, at det på den ene side er godt, at der er en stigende amerikansk interesse for, hvad der foregår, også i Nordatlanten, også i det arktiske område, fordi nogle af de spændinger, vi ser i andre dele af verden, ja, de begynder også at komme til det arktiske område. Så jeg som en meget, meget tæt...
Let me bring it back, and I'm gonna slow it down for you guys, because I mean, I understand and speak Danish, but I know you don't. So let me see here. Let me just slow that down real quick for you, so we can you have a chance to also see the words. What is this? Playback speed? Custom? Normal? Oh, okay. Let's go back to this.
Det er vigtigt at holde fast i, at
I think it's important to keep in mind that it's good on one hand.
Det på den ene side er godt, at der er en stigende amerikansk interesse for, hvad
That is good on one hand that there's growing interest from the American side in what is going on, also in the North Atlantic Ocean and in the Arctic, right?
der foregår, også
And what's going on. Fogo means and what's happening.
I Nordatlanten, også i det arktiske område, fordi
Yeah, in the Arctic area also.
nogle af de spændinger, vi ser i andre dele af verden, ja, de begynder også at komme til det arktiske område. Så ja,
Because some of the tensions we see in other parts of the world is starting to come to the Arctic area. What she's saying is that China and Russia are showing interest in military interest. That means they are planning an assault. They are trying to get a foothold in that region so that they have greater potential to commit an assault on the United States of America and NATO allies. That's what that means. Now, if you want Chinese and Russian submarines outside of New York City or outside of Florida, and guess what? The same dynamics with Donald Trump can happen on the Pacific. The same thing can happen in the Gulf of Mexico. You see what I mean? The same thing can happen. You see?
jeg som en meget, meget tæt allieret med
So I'm very close ally with the United States. So I, as a very close ally of the United States, thinks there's a reason to be pleased with the growing interest.
USA synes jeg, der er grund til at glæde sig over den stigende amerikanske interesse, men det bliver nødt til at foregå på en måde, der er respektfuld over for det grønlandske folk.
You hear that? But it has to go off in a way that is respectful towards the population of Greenland.
Og vi bliver nødt til at kunne samarbejde på den måde, vi plejer at gøre det blandt andet.
And we have and there must be cooperation in the same way we are used to, among other things, in NATO and other international fora.
I NATO-sammenhæng og i andre internationale forer.
Other international spaces, forums. All right. So that's one of the statements that was made. Right. Now let's go back. Now let's see what the Greenland. Here we go.
Social media post from the president-elect that he believes that having Greenland become part of the United States is, as he puts it, a necessity for the U.S. He also says he believes, or he has heard, that Greenlanders are MAGA, as he put it. And again, Jim, this is something that...
Now stop. This guy on the right, I hope you can see it. This guy is a convicted drug trafficker. Okay? This dude right here. I believe this is the same dude, but I believe that's him, and I believe they're going to show him.
The first Trump administration, when at that point in time, he believed that acquiring Greenland was nothing more than a large real estate deal. Of course, both Greenland and Denmark see that very differently. Both of them, a large real estate deal. Of course, at that point in time, he believed that acquiring Greenland was nothing more than a large real estate deal. Of course, both Greenland and Denmark see that very differently. Both of them have said that the island simply is not for sale, despite.
So, right then and there, the island is not for sale. So there it is. That's it. Now, if Donald Trump has a way that he can get everybody to go along, including the U.S. military, with his obnoxious dream, right? First of all, people need to know something. It's not just about international law, because that would be an illegal act. But we know that superpowers, Russia, China, and others, I believe it's a few others, the United States and others on Security Council members, they've violated treaties all the time. You see what I mean? Not violated, but let's say all have been accused of violating treaties. But the problem with the Security Council is that they all have veto power. So if a genocide comes up, if a crime comes up on international law like this, an invasion, blah, 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 each one of them veto it and protect themselves and their own interests and their allies first. That's what they all have a record of doing, and they've never done anything else pretty much but that, sadly enough, with these kind of serious things, right? China vetoes, Russia vetoes, and the United States vetoes, others veto, right, that are on the Security Council. But the main actors, United States, China, and Russia, they all veto over some of the most serious allegations. Right. But this is not the big part. This is not the only hurdle Donald Trump has. It's against the United States' own laws. Because in order for the United States in its own law, right, to attack another nation, they have to be attacked first. They have to be provoked first. It has to be an overt provocation of war first. And you just simply don't have that from Greenlanders or the Danish government, which is why they're responding that way, because they're saying they have respect for the citizens of the United States by responding the way that they are. They're saying, what do the citizens of the United States think about Donald Trump's proposal? Maybe Donald Trump, if he wants to follow his own country's laws, needs to have a referendum within his own nation, within the Congress, right? Or with the public, let the public vote, but in the Congress to find out if that can happen. It has to go through Congress and the Senate. It does. Now, for it to be a legal act without provocation, that's why they respond respectfully and reasonably, because they're aware of those laws, right, in the United States that its own people have voted into effect and signed, right, and operated under forever, right? Now, Congress will have to change that, or they have to have a vote on it. You see, they got to take some activity in Congress. Now, people are saying that Congress will do it. Well, guess what? Does your constituency, do the voters ask you to go to war? Do your voters ask you to do that? Or did your voters elect Donald Trump to stop engaging in war? What did Donald Trump say that he was going to do? Donald Trump said, hey, we had less wars, man. We had no wars under my presidency. Well, what do you think you're going to get? What do you think you're going to get? You may not get it. When you say you're not going to leave out military intervention, what makes you think Greenland is going to put up with that shit? What makes you think they're just going to put up with it? You see, and that's the thing. So, and then there will be a bigger catastrophe. But one of the things the American citizens need to ask themselves is this what you elected Donald Trump to do? Is it? And you're going to have to find a way to have that conversation, at the very least, in Congress, according to the United States' own laws. According to attacking a nation that when you are not provoked. They're not provoked yet. The only person that's provoking is Trump. You see? So they're not being provocational back. They're just scratching their head saying, okay, but what are you talking about? Because these people in their ancestral land, in their own country, they're telling you clearly no.
Despite the fact that, of course, it is in a very strategic location, we do have to point out the U.S. does have substantial military.
All right, let me go to.
Very concerning for the U.S. is that the Chinese have also tried to get in on Greenland as well.
Denmark's foreign ministry says that Donald Trump Jr.'s trip is
that the Chinese have tried to get into Denmark as well. That's an ambiguous statement. How have they tried to get in? You see what I mean? That doesn't make any sense because Denmark's a NATO nation and NATO is all there, is present. So what is he talking about?
not an official.
All it means is that anybody would want to have Greenland. Russia would like to have Greenland. China would like to have Greenland. Except, here's the thing: are we going to violate these people's rights or not? Are we going to become like China and Russia or not? What are we going to do? You know, and I know there's a lot of people out there that like to make the comparison between Greenland and Palestine. Well, let's not stretch everything. I'm not saying Palestine isn't a conversation that should be had and is a legitimate one to have, that conflict, but that's a whole different history going on. That's got a different geopolitical sphere and it's a different actual history. You know, we can't start just trying to dilute conversations just because we got a talking point, you know.
Visit, and he just said there that he was here just visiting in his free time. What do you know about why he is there?
Well, what I know about it is that my good friend has been in the US and met with the Trump administration and knew about his private visit here, and he's chaperoning him right now. And as you probably know, Greenland's economy needs to be diversified. That's why we are building airports in Nuuk, Ilulissat, and Qaqortoq, where our civilization lives instead of the former US air bases. So Donald Trump Jr. and even his father and other administration from the US are extremely welcome here in Greenland as visitors, of course, and also maybe.
Does that sound provocational? They're welcome here as visitors? Yeah, we're all welcome there as visitors. I've been to Greenland myself.
More officially in the future, indeed.
Will you say that?
Does that sound like a provocation? They're welcome here in the future, indeed, for a visit? What is that? Does that sound provocative?
He's meeting Eric Jensen, the leader of your party, who you say, am I right in saying, has spent some time with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Who else will Donald Trump Jr. be meeting? Is it clear?
No, there's nothing official, no official meetings, only private meetings, I guess. So it's
Private meetings are not governmental meetings. The meetings don't have it. If it was to have a governmental purpose, it would be announced by the individuals in Greenland. If there was any talk about anything governmental, it would be announced. And it has not been, because it is not. It's a visit. And it's not even a governmental visit. It's not even a government official visiting. It's just the son of a billionaire whose father might become president again if something doesn't happen to him.
all the way up to Donald Trump Jr. to meet whoever he wants privately. And as far as I know, there's no official meetings at all. But yeah.
But you have suggested that there might be more official meetings in the future. Greenland's Prime Minister says the territory is, and I quote him here, not for sale and will never be.
There it is. It's not for sale and it never will be. So, okay, I got 1 minute left, y'all. Listen, it's been a good cast, but I actually got to prepare some things. I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize the time was running so much. There's a system error on this program I'm using today to stream, and I don't know what it is. They have some issues, but yeah. So I'm going to get back with, but that's a good place to stop because the answer was no. But listen, y'all, I'm going to get back to y'all soon. And once again, I appreciate everybody for supporting me, supporting the page, because we have a lot of fun here together. I'm going to be live this weekend, and it's going to be open. The panel's going to be open because, as you see, stuff keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling so rapidly. So let's get the talk on, because I'm sure you got some real questions you also want to ask. I'm sorry I didn't notice the time went by so fast. So on that note, I'm out, y'all. I appreciate everybody. Blessings to